Hey Tommy.
Hey, how's it going?
So you're gonna be driving this, huh?
I am, yeah. Check this out. So these are the sandstone cloth seats. I love this little kind of texture they put into them. And they actually have the same texture over there on the door.
Yeah, I'm gonna call this reverse diamond plate, right? Because it's kind of diamond plate pushed in instead of pushed out.
Yes.
Now the funny thing about this is if you push here, look at it, it's really soft and squishy. But if you go to the back door and you push, it's hard plastic. So a little bit of cost cutting there. The other cool thing, of course, is that this is unique. Ford says that there's more room in this vehicle, at least in the back seat, legroom, than there is in what, Tommy?
In the Chevrolet Suburban for 2019.
And the reason for that is if you look down here, there's a little lever, and if you pull the lever, you get 6 inches of leg travel.
Great.
Which is great, but it may be a little smoke and mirrors. I'll tell you why, because this seat is all the way back. And so, yeah, I can push it back and get a lot more leg room. But the question, of course, is just how far back did they allow this seat to give you that extra 6 inches? And in the back here, what's really cool is it's got 37.2 cubic feet of space, which is a lot. Yeah, enough to fit 6 golf bags. So you can certainly get a lot back here. Let's see what's under here. Oh, look at that. Space saver tire, a little bit of storage. A little bit of plasticky too. So this guy starts at about $25,000. If you go and get the all-out SEL titanium, and you're probably looking at more like $34,000 starting price.
Yeah, for the titanium. Now here's a sticker, and what you see here, which is interesting, is that this is the Escape SE.
Yeah.
So it's toward the bottom end of the spectrum. It's also front-wheel drive.
Yeah.
With, get this, a 1.5-liter 3-cylinder EcoBoost engine and 8-speed automatic. All new Escapes now come with, check this out, a little rotary dial. So you have a lot of space here. No wireless charging, but a nice space for your phone. And look what I just found here. I think this is actually like a little credit card holder. See?
That's weird. Why would you put a credit card in there?
Why not? Or like a parking ticket. So if you got like a parking...
Well, it's good for our hotel room key, isn't it?
No, but I'm saying if you get like a little parking thing, you can stick it in there and hold on to it so you don't lose it.
What does this button do?
This right here is your drive mode selector. So we have 5 different drive modes: normal, eco, sport, slippery, and then deep snow and sand. And what you'll see here is the Ford 8-inch touchscreen display here. There's your audio. It's actually very fast, pretty quick to respond. You've got your little low there. And then this one, even the SC, which is one step above the S, has automatic climate here.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. The other question, of course, is how many USBs do we have? We've got one here, and Ford said they're going to add 2 more in the back, where right now we're just 2 USBs.
There's one there, so USB-C, USB there.
Yeah, that's not grand. I'd like to see a little bit more. And they say that there's a lot of room in this glove box. Yeah, it's not bad. It's okay. They said enough to put in a laptop. I don't think that's quite that big. Otherwise, of course, you have this kind of binnacle of display. You know, you've got Sync 3 now. Standard
also. Standard Ford Co-Pilot Assist. So if you look over here,
yeah,
even on the SC, we have a lot of kind of premium features here, like adaptive cruise control, which is really nice to see.
Too many buttons. Just
no, it's fine.
They're too fussy and too small.
It's fine. We even have a little cluster here. Now, this one does not have the optional 12.3-inch display, which you can get, but should we take it for a ride?
Yeah. Can you hold the camera for a second? I need to put my seatbelt on.
Yep.
Before we take it for a ride. All right, let me lock in. Okay, thank you. All right, let's take it for a ride and see how this car drives.
So this is a little 3-cylinder engine, which you'll find on most of the trims, actually. There's actually 4 engine options now. There's the 1.5 3-cylinder turbo, a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo, which you'd find in something like an SEL or a titanium. Then there's actually 2 different hybrids coming as well. So there's a 2.5-liter Atkins cycle regular hybrid, and then there's also the 2.5-liter Atkins cycle in, get this, a plug-in hybrid with what Ford says is an estimated range of over 30 miles.
On electricity only.
On electricity only, and all of these models are available in all-wheel drive except for the plug-in hybrid.
Yeah, and that comes out next spring, so that one's not out yet. By the way,
1/10 of a mile, turn right onto.
There we go. By the way, this one will be available at your local Ford dealership by the end of the month, so end of September. That's pretty good, huh?
Yep, they're coming soon.
Yeah, they're coming soon.
So let's give it a little bit of the beans here.
Oh, you can't. There's another one in front of you. There you go. Now you can give it the beans. Is that full on?
Yeah. Wow, it sounds really cool actually. You also notice no leather wrap steering wheel here on this SC, so just a basic steering wheel. I actually like this one a lot. This is my favorite one I've driven so far, the lower end SE.
1/4 mile, turn right onto.
You keep turning the volume down, it keeps coming up.
Yeah.
I think you'll find this one's probably closer to $30,000 because it's not quite the base model S, but it's still pretty well equipped. Like, look at this. This is a funny feature. You've got one display here for your temperature, but then look up there. You got another one there, and then a third one up here.
Yeah, this one looks like a 1990s Casio. You know, Land Rover, Range Rover does the same thing where they put the temperature inside the rotary dial. This just looks silly to me. Sorry, not a big fan of that. It just looks like really old school.
But other things you'll notice, I kind of like in this one the silvery material across the dash. It's nice. There's a couple different dash appliques that you'll find. No, it's actually the next one here. But a lot of different options in this Escape. And now, actually, if you get the Escape Hybrid, they've really refined it.
Hey, Tommy, let me ask you a quick question. How many other cars compete directly with the Escape? In other words, how many other vehicles are now in this market segment?
Yeah, Ford says that there are 22 other vehicles in this segment that this car competes in, which is pretty nuts.
Yeah, which is pretty crazy because once upon a time, you know, the Accord and the Camry used to be the best-selling cars in America, and now it's the CR-V and the RAV4. So this is an important segment for Ford because this is a car that most people are now buying.
Grrr.
A little bit of front wheel squeak there, Tommy. I'm saying squeak and not squeal because it was a little squeaky.
It was a little squeaky. This is the one I would get. Get the 1.5 3-cylinder. It's a little bit coarser, but it still is a lot of fun, and it'll save you some money, so you don't have to get an SCL or titanium.
Yeah, but you got to get it in the all-wheel drive. If you're going to do this, you might as well get all-wheel drive. The other thing that Ford has done is they've lowered the belt line. So this is the belt line right here.
Yeah.
And the reason they've done that, you know why they've done that, Tommy?
For shorter drivers?
Yes, and what kind of people are shorter drivers? This car is actually bought...
Nick Miles?
No, not Nick Miles. This car is actually bought more by women than men. So women just, it's a fact, tend to be shorter than men, and so they've lowered the belt line to give you kind of a more and bigger kind of way to look at the world, right? So it's supposed to be a little bit more kind of open and airy.
Look at this little blue thing around my speedometer.
Yeah.
When I accelerate, it goes away. It's like you're not saving the planet anymore when you accelerate.
The one thing I really liked about the car when I drove it was I felt it really has a sorted ride. I really felt it was well dampened. You know, like going over those tracks, it wasn't harsh. There was no like untasteful impacts. The one thing I didn't like about the car was braking took place in like the first 5% of the brake pedal travel, and it was just really too sensitive.
The steering is super incredibly light on this car, which is probably not a
Put
bad...
it in sport mode.
Well, I am in sport mode.
Really? You're light in sport mode?
Yeah, it still is incredibly light.
Yeah.
It's super easy to drive, though. You sit up a little bit taller than you would in like a Focus or a Fiesta, and you kind of have a nicer view of the road, but it's just a really simple and easy car to drive around. Oop, I missed a turn.
Oh, you can go left here.
That's okay.
Yeah, I think it'll be okay if you go left at the next one. In general, the materials are a little bit better, right? This is soft. You can push it in. This up here is soft. You can see I'm pushing it in, pushing it in. This is just pretty, you know, plasticky. This is pretty plasticky. I mean, you know, there's probably a $5 part. This thing right here.
I mean, look at these seats. I mean,
they're
the
nice.
seats are nice. I like how they're tan and not, you know, black.
Yeah, and we do have 4 cup holders, which is always good. You know, things like that. I wish we did have a little external charging, but what are you going to do? And I'm not a big fan of this steering wheel, Tommy. It looks pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate this. I hate like this right there. The fact that it just shows where the part where they put it together. God, that's also annoying. Stop it. I think the car should get the hint that when we turn it down, we don't want it coming back up.
Yeah, I agree. But other things you'll notice, like automatic headlights. I know. I don't know why it keeps coming up. Automatic headlights. I like the tan headliner here. The color choices are really nice. Look, it's not just like a black plastic here in the center. It's kind of like a texture.
And basically,
material.
this car is longer and wider, 20 mil,
and
right?
lower,
and actually lower. So look at my headroom, guys. I mean, it's really good. And this one, of course, doesn't have the optional big sunroof, but even with the big sunroof, I have enough headroom, which is really good. Well, I think we're almost back at our driver location, Tommy. So why don't we wrap this video up? So what you're saying is, if you're going to get the new Escape, then go get the inexpensive one, right?
Yep.
And I'll show you the titanium one because we're coming up here, so you can check it. Yes, we have arrived at our destination. So let me show you the titanium.
There they are.
There they are, right there. I'll just walk around and give you a walk around.
Yeah, and I'll park this one up.
Yeah, let me give you a quick walk around, guys. Park it up. So you can see this is, of course, the titanium model. It tows 3,500 pounds. The hybrids and the plug-in only tow 1,500 pounds, but that's still a lot. Look at that. You got a little plug. That's really nice. Let me show you the interior of this. It's very nice, actually. So, of course, you have leather interior. You have the automatic stop-start here. You've got a little bit more buttons, and of course, you have the nicer screen. So let me see if I can start this up. This is one weird thing, though. Check this out. That is where the starter button is. And of course, you got the big screen now. So this is really an awkward place for the starter button. You can't see it. And there we go. Look at that. Vehicle is on, and you get a heads-up display. And actually, with this heads-up display, I can actually see what's on it with my sunglasses on. They're polarized, which is pretty cool. And then of course you got your different drive modes. So let me show the door so I can show you those. And it's a little bit just fancier than the other one. There we go, look at that. Yep, sport, and everything goes red because it's sporty. Slippery, deep snow, and of course back to normal. Yep, so, and then of course here we have what looks like wood. Is it wood? Hard to say. And that same kind of inverted diamond plate. Just a little bit nicer, and of course you've got your big, massive sunroof that you don't have on the regular model. I'd go for the little 1.5 liter. How about you?
Yeah, SC 1.5 all-wheel drive. It's the one to get.
Yeah, save yourself some money, and I think it's actually a bit more engaging to drive. As always, this is Roman.
Yep, and Tommy, go back to TFLcar.com for more news, views, and escape reviews.
See you guys next time. Ciao.